Okay, morning everybody. Welcome briefing on Thursday the 5th of May. I'd put the overnight chart on. It just shows this sort of little warm front, weak warm front here, and then you roll it on 12 hours, and it's sort of over here, but it's disappeared really. So I think it just shows there's a level of moisture in the atmosphere today, which perhaps means a little bit more cloud in places than is ideal. But it still should be a nice day with this sort of small ridge of high pressure and well-spaced isobars, so not strong winds, that's for sure. TAFs and METARs, well, Farnborough sort of saying 326 knots, 10k viz, scattered at 2,000 feet. Well, it could be a bit higher than that somehow. It might initially be some at 2,000 feet, but it should rise fairly rapidly. Gatwick are saying 10k viz and few at 4,000 feet, so I'll go with Gatwick. Sounds like a better forecast to me. And they're just saying slightly reduced visibility first thing in the morning. Heathrow, I think we're saying a similar sort of thing. They're saying few at 3,000 feet, so cloud-based could be fairly variable today. But they're all showing northwesterly light winds. Upper winds, again, not very strong. I think of the centre of the country, 10 knots, 300 degrees. So should be quite pleasant. At least we're in a westerly flow. The sat pic, you can look out the window here and see that there was some sheet of cloud over us. It's beginning to break up, and it will slowly turn into cumulus, but there it is there. It's quite thin, but it's just trapped under an inversion at around about 3,000 feet, which you'll see in a minute. And I think that'll break up. There is evidence on the infrared sat pic of more upper cloud out to the west of the UK, which I think will show its hand later in the day. But certainly the best areas where the temperature is rising quite nicely up towards Oxford and the Midlands here seems to be a reasonable area. So temperature wise, suggesting London's going to get to 19 degrees today. So I think probably I'm working on 17s in here around us and up towards the Midlands best today. Dew points currently they're around about 7, so they are a little bit high. 7s and 8s, and they'll go up a little bit before we start getting some mixing and they drop. So work on a dew point of about 5 to 6, and you've got a reasonable temperature split, and that's where we sort of look at the 4,500 feet. This is around here. Put in 17 degrees. You should get 4,000 feet around here. Later in the day with dew points down at 5. If the dew points hovered around 7, it's going to be a little bit lower. But you can see from the lines here, they're fairly close together, and there's no sort of big separation up above sort of 5,000 feet, which means cloud might linger a little bit in places. And again, this is the Bicester Buckingham area. You're looking at about, again, 4,000 feet. Up around 4,500 feet above sea level at best, and that's playing with dew points at about 6, so any lower than that, and it certainly will be higher. And but again, the lines are a little bit close together, and you look at the lines further up, showing signs of coming together in places. So we'll start to see the influence of that mid to upper level cloud. And the actual Larkhill shows probably this cloud in here, trapped in here at the moment. That'll start to break up temperatures. Once they start to get going, this inversion will go up a little bit and start to slowly break. And you plug in the temperatures, you should see 4,000 feet here, but we need to see those lines come apart. This is my only concern, is how close these are together. Lots of possibility of cloud in that sort of area. Top meteo, Well, they're showing, I think this is what they're depicting as this sort of cloud here breaking up. We've got cumulus over us by 10 o'clock. I think it's beginning to break that way now. And then looks quite good even out to the west, up to the north with cumulus for most of the day. 4 to 6 eighths, I think, by the look of this. And they are showing some of the upper cloud out to the west over Wales, running up towards Liverpool. And that's a feature all day. And slowly coming over us, I think in the afternoon, we're going to start to see an influence from that by sort of 2, 3 o'clock by the looks of it. They are late in the afternoon showing spread out in places. That could be a factor, as you saw with the actual ascent, with an inversion in there, which give a little bit of spread out. Thermals there predicting certainly going by 11 o'clock, I would have thought, and going to 3,000 feet. And by early afternoon, 1,300 meters in places. That's 1 o'clock, then 2 o'clock, 1,400 meters. So about 4,000 feet over us, up to the north, and still should be good into Cambridgeshire, Oxfordshire, around that area. Don't know how far west you want to go today, bearing in mind that that cloud sheet is still out to the west. And it should go till certainly 5 o'clock this afternoon, so a reasonably long day, I think. Although over a slightly restricted area, so their suggested distance for, let's put the standard class distance up here, for those gliders really is sort of west of Lasham, Oxfordshire, Cambridgeshire, around that area, even up towards Husbos. Should be okay. So reasonable area, but certainly wouldn't venture too far to the northwest today with the upper cloud. So not a bad day, quite pleasant. Certainly flyable straight away and soarable from mid to late morning. Airspace wise, it's fairly busy. You can see on the chart here. A lot of the stuff, timings don't really affect us. Locally to us, not really a lot going on. 25 and 24, just paragliding. 32 is as well. 31 shows a fly past. Now it's not, it's around Wallingford, Goring area. It's not scheduled for today, but we've got another NOTAM that says there will be a fly past at Goring at 11 o'clock local time, out of Bryce Norton past Goring and in towards London. So let's be aware of that. It's unlikely to affect us because I doubt people will be cross country in that area by that time. 36, well actually 35 and 36 are tucked under there, and 38. So 35 and 38 are linked. They are raw flight out of Kemble, 9:15 to 10:20 local. And 38, is it coming back? Assume it's coming back, 17:10 to 18:10 local. So just be aware of those two timings there. 38, although it shows a big circle here, is actually an airway going out to the northwest, 10 nautical miles wide. Just look a little bit further afield. 40 is actually, it's a fly past at Bletchley, but it's not on today. It's scheduled for a couple of times during this month. 43 is Sywell, 11 o'clock to 11:20 aerobatics, and 1300 to 13:20 aerobatics. Paragliding is near Husbos. And that really is about it in this area, quite quiet. Apart from the Royal Flight airspace you need to know about and the fly past, nothing else should really affect you. In terms of operations, wasn't there supposed to be a TB10 or TB20 or something coming in?
It's about 10 minutes away.
Okay, so little light aircraft coming in to land on the runway first thing this morning, and then that's it really. No other
Four tug pilots.
jet movements. We've got 4 tug pilots. Grid started already?
No, actually.
Well, we'll have a grid, folks. if people are up for that. North side opposite the first exit of the caravan park. And it should be quite pleasant runway position as normal, folks. And we'll both see you out there fairly shortly.